The basketball world is shaking right now. A'ja Wilson, two-time MVP, two-time WNBA champion, the face of the Las Vegas Aces, is reportedly losing IT after learning that Caitlin Clark just landed an insane $50 million deal overseas. Yes, you heard that right, $50 million. A brand new report out of the Saudi Women's League says Caitlin Clark is officially worth 10 times more than any player in the WNBA, and that number has every player, fan, and exec scrambling for answers. Today, we're breaking down exactly what happened, how A'ja Wilson's reaction is shaking up the WNBA, and why Caitlin Clark is becoming the most valuable athlete in women's sports history. It started as a rumor, whispers that international leagues were ready to open their checkbooks for Caitlin Clark. But no one expected this. According to multiple insider reports, a top Saudi women's basketball franchise, backed by billion-dollar sports investors, is preparing a $50 million contract offer for Caitlin Clark to play overseas during the WNBA offseason. This isn't a sponsorship. This isn't an endorsement. This is a straight-up player contract. And here's the wild part. That's nearly 100 times more than Clark's WNBA rookie deal, and 10 times higher than A'ja Wilson's entire salary with bonuses included. The reaction? Social media exploded. Fans started posting #PayTheWomen again. But this time, they weren't blaming the WNBA. They were celebrating Caitlin Clark as the one woman who just broke the system. But behind closed doors, things weren't so celebratory. According to league insiders, A'ja Wilson, the face of the Aces dynasty and arguably the best player in the world, was furious when the news broke. One insider described it like this: A'ja felt disrespected. She's carried this league for years, won everything, and yet somehow, Caitlin Clark, a rookie, is getting a $50 million deal overseas while the rest of them are still fighting for charter flights. In her recent social media activity, fans noticed subtle signs, cryptic tweets, Instagram stories with song lyrics about being overlooked, and a few likes on posts criticizing the media obsession with Caitlin Clark. And when reporters asked her about Caitlin's rumored deal, Wilson didn't hold back. So how did Caitlin Clark go from rookie to global icon in under a year? Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's a movement. From her record-breaking college career to the sold-out arenas in her rookie season, she brought more eyes to women's basketball than any player in modern history. TV ratings doubled. Merchandise sold out in hours. And sponsors, from Nike to Gatorade, lined up like never before. A report from Forbes earlier this year called her the billion-dollar engine of women's hoops, not because she's there yet, but because she's capable of driving that kind of growth. And that's exactly what foreign investors see. The Saudi Women's League, flush with new sports funding, has been aggressively pursuing top female athletes, and Caitlin Clark is the ultimate prize. One executive reportedly said, "Caitlin Clark can do for our league what Messi did for Inter Miami. She's that powerful." Imagine that. The same way Lionel Messi transformed American soccer, Caitlin Clark could transform international women's basketball. That's why the deal is so massive. It's not just about basketball, it's about global marketing, streaming rights, merchandise, and cultural impact. And the message to the WNBA? If you can't pay her what she's worth, someone else will. The ripple effects of this are massive. Behind the scenes, WNBA executives are scrambling. The league just had its most watched season in over a decade, thanks in large part to Caitlin Clark. But now, the face of that success could be heading overseas, and the rest of the league knows it. One anonymous team official said, "If Clark leaves, even for one season, our TV ratings, ticket sales, and sponsorship numbers could collapse overnight." That's how powerful her name is right now. And it's not just the business side. Players like A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, and Nafisa Collier are reportedly frustrated, not just because of jealousy, but because Clark's success exposes how underpaid the rest of the league really is. Right now, the WNBA's maximum salary is around $250,000. That's it. Meanwhile, Caitlin could make $50 million in one overseas deal. It's a slap in the face to every veteran who's fought for equality, endorsements, and recognition. And that's where Aja's tantrum starts making sense. She's not just mad at Caitlyn, she's mad at the system that let this happen. But the optics are bad. To fans, it looks like envy. And when you've spent years as the WNBA's MVP, only to see a rookie become a millionaire overnight, that frustration starts to boil over. The internet's been divided ever since the news dropped. On one side, you have fans saying, "Caitlyn earned this. She's the reason everyone's watching again." And on the other side, "This is unfair. Aja and the veterans built this league while Clark reaps the rewards." One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. Aja Wilson walked so Caitlyn Clark could fly, and now she's mad that Clark's flying private. But it's not all hate. Many fans are calling this the wake-up call women's basketball needs. If Caitlyn Clark's value is really $50 million, then maybe it's time the WNBA rethinks its pay structure, its marketing strategy, and its global reach. Because right now, it's not about who's better on the court, it's about who can sell the game. And through all of this, Caitlyn Clark has stayed completely silent. No tweets, no interviews, no comments. Sources close to her say she's focused on training, but make no mistake, she knows what's happening. Her camp is reportedly in negotiations with the overseas franchise, weighing the logistics, safety, and PR impact. But here's the thing, Caitlyn doesn't need to say a word. Her silence speaks volumes. She knows she's the most valuable player in women's basketball, not just because of stats, but because of influence. And that quiet confidence? That's what drives people like Aja Wilson crazy. Because while Aja is venting, Caitlyn's counting commas. This story isn't just about jealousy or money. It's about evolution. Women's basketball is entering a new era, one where marketability matters as much as medals. A decade ago, no one imagined a WNBA player being worth $50 million. Now it's happening. Caitlyn Clark's rise forces everyone, from Aja Wilson to the league commissioner, to face a hard truth: the game has changed. And in this new world, charisma, reach, and influence are worth just as much as championships. That's not Caitlyn's fault, that's business. And whether you love her or hate her, she's making history with every headline. So where does this leave Aja Wilson? She's still a champion, still one of the best players alive. But she's realizing that in today's world, greatness isn't enough. You have to be a brand. And Caitlyn Clark? She's the brand that broke the bank. A $50 million deal, a global spotlight, and a future that's rewriting women's sports forever. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts below. This isn't just a story about money, it's about power, pride, and the price of fame. And one thing's for sure, the WNBA will never be the same again. Thanks for watching. This is Basketball Dynasty, and I'll see you in the next one.